Okay, mitzvos tzedakah. Okay, so the we're going to start the way that we always start, which is going through the four places where the Rambam formulates the mitzvah. First place is in the Sefer Mitzvos. Second place is in the Rishimas Mitzvos, in the beginning of the Mishneh Torah, or the minyan Mitzvos. Third place is the Koseres. Fourth place is the first halacha. We're not going to get through all four of them today, right? Yeah. Just tzedakah. Yeah, the other matnas are both long and agricultural, which means that it would be even longer for us to go through, which I don't think, and not practically applicable, right? Yeah, maybe relevant, almost certainly relevant, but yeah. Okay, so let's start with the Sefer Mitzvahs because that's where the Rambam started. Okay, so it's mitzvah kuf tzadi he, okay, which is anyone want to give? Hold on just a second. I think we all know the true answer and the false answer, but anyone want to give the common answer? When you ask the average Jew, how much money do you have to give to tzedakah? The common answer usually given is 10%, right? Okay, so what's the true answer? Mito Raisa? Say again?
Less than.
It's not any amount.
Well, it's no more than a fifth.
There is a halacha like that, but what's the actual mitzvah? Like, what does the mitzvah obligate you to give? It's open pasuk.
2 sheaves of wheat.
No, okay, good. So I guess we do need to know this. Okay, so the Rambam will quote it. At least I think I'll quote it here. Or maybe not. Okay, let's see. Ha-mitzvah kuf tzadi he, hatzivu shnitzavim al tzedakah. Is the mitzvah we've been commanded regarding tzedakah. Ula amit es hadalim, and to strengthen the poor. Ula harchiv lahem. Laharchiv lahem is a weird phrase, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Kafef notes that this is a weird phrase. V'al tusa'a alehem, okay, whatever that Arabic is. Inyana lahakel me'alehem lachatz hazman, to alleviate upon them the pressures of the time, the COVID matzavim hadachuk, and like the pressures of their situation. So laharchiv, what's the no, there's a phrase we have. It's like, I know what it is. It's like min ha-metzar karasi ka, right? That the narrowness, and then rachava is in that like frame. There's a pasuk that I'm thinking of. I just don't know what it is. That it uses like rachava for like relief.
For relief. I was saying about like the Mishneh. There's like all that kind of rachava, like meaning like.
Yeah, no, that's the same word, but not the analogized form. I don't think so. Yeah, I just read that. Yeah. Okay. So there are many psukim that refer to this mitzvah. Amar pasoch tiftach es yadcha. We should actually look these up inside. So this is 93. So this is in or 94. No, 95. Dvarim 15:8. So that's also interesting. He does not start off with the same pasuk that he starts off with in the Mishneh Torah. Spoiler alert. Okay. And I whenever there a mitzvah, there are mitzvahs that are learned out from different psukim, right? Like it's stated in several places. The question always is why, right? What did I just say? 5? No, did I say 5 something? 15:8. Okay, thanks. The question is, what is each Torah Shebechsav thing like adding to the Torah Shebechsav presentation of it, right? So here we had this morning, ha'anek taniklo, right? Remember we were trying to, I think we were trying to say that. No, that we avot avoto. Never mind, this is a different word.
I think it was like 4.
Oh, sorry, 15, 18. Oh, 8. Okay, yeah, sorry. There we go. So it actually starts earlier. Interesting. Where's the parsha? Okay, yeah. So the stuma starts off in 15:7. So when there will be among you a destitute person from one of your brethren in one of your gates in your land that Hashem your God gives you, lo sa'amit es levavcha, do not strengthen your heart, strengthen here in a bad way, v'lo sikpot es yadcha me'achicha havyon, and don't clench your fist from your destitute brother. Ki, rather, I think here rather is the better translation. Fasoch tiftach es yadcha lo, open your hand wide to him. V'ha'avet tabiteno de machzor asher yachzalo. That was the phrase that we saw this morning, right? Ha'avet tavitenu. How does Unclose translate that? We got to go to Unclose before we go to the English. Ozaf tosvine. That does not help. What does Rashi say? Because avot is a hard lashon. Tavitenu 8. Imlo matana tenlo bahalva. Oh, loaned him. You should lend him. Oh, that's the phrase I was looking for. De machzor sheyachzarlo. Enough for his lack that he lacks. That's the mitzvah doraisa. Okay, which the Rambam is not so clear about right here, but he'll be clear about it in the halachos. Okay, so provide him. Oh, let's go back here. So that's one pasuk. Is pasuk tiftach es yad halo. V'amar v'hechazakta bo ger v'soshav v'chai imach. That is in Vayikra. See, so this is an interesting thing, right? The Rambam is quoting them out of order. Okay, Vayikra 25:35. Let's look at that one. 36 in Devarim. Oh, in Vayikra. Okay.
Right after the pasuk.
Yamuch achicha umata yado imach. When your brother yamuch achicha is, I think, is crushed, isn't it? What was that? Oh, it's poor. It's just poor. At least the way Unclose says it. What does this English say? You become poor. Fine. Miskein is poor. When your brother becomes poor, umata yado imach, and his hand is lowered amongst you. I think that's like, even like in English, like he has the upper hand. Having the lower hand means like his power diminishes. The hechazak, you should strengthen him. Ger v'soshav v'chaimach. That's also weird, right? A sojourner and a resident, and he will live with you. Okay, so that's the second pasuk, and then the third one is v'amar v'cheachicha imach. You said that's the next. 36. Yeah, strange. Alt yikach tikach miito neshech v'tarbis v'yiresim elakacha v'cheachicha imach. That sounds like a completely different mitzvah, right? I mean, I know v'cheachicha imach, but yeah, don't take from him neshech and v'tarbis. I always read the subtle translation, interest and. Yeah, interest, usury. That's the other. I still don't know what the difference is. V'yaresem elokecha, and you should fear God. V'chei achicha imach, and your brother will live with you.
That's strange.
That's strange.
To say that's where the mitzvah comes from.
Definitely. Okay, and then he says, "V'amar." Oh, it was v'matara achas b'chol psukim halalu. The goal in all these psukim, v'hi shenechalkel ani shebanu v'nismachnu de machsoro. So that's the mitzvah, is that we should sustain the poor person among us and v'nitmachnu, and support him de machsoro, with everything he needs. Right. Yeah, so this is a tomech like Tomchei Shabbos, right? The organization that gives tzedakah. Ukvar, probably not. Ukvar nisbar dine mitzvah zo b'makom mispar. The mitzvah is expounded on in many places. Rubam b'ksuvas of Basra. The majority of them in ksuvas and Bava Basra. Uvaha b'kabbalah shafilu aniham ispanis minat tzedakah chayav b'tzedakah. According to the oral tradition, even an ani who is sustained by tzedakah is obligated in this mitzvah. The mitzvah zo klomar hatzedakah. Either to someone below him or someone equal to him. Even with something small, right? Now it's interesting. I only noticed this just now. He says to someone below him or someone equal to him. What's the havamina? Okay, one havamina you could say is only below him, and the chiddush is equal to him, and the other one, yeah. Even someone above you, right? Which is interesting because that does qualify as tzedakah, right?
And I would have thought that this would have, because he says what's right to him, right? And
yeah.
There's also like prior knowledge. I know there's halacha that if a guy, like an usher, becomes like really poor,
right,
the community has a give to like boost him back
right
up.
So the interesting thing is, like, is this saying that like if you're an ani, you're not chayav to give tzedakah to that guy at all? Like,
okay.
Right? I think that seems to be what it means. Or you could just say the chiddush. I mean, let's put it this way. Even if you said the chiddush is someone who is equal to him, at the end of the day, apparently giving to someone above him is not the mitzvah, right? So that is interesting for him.
Just for an ani or for everyone?
Just for an ani.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just for an ani. Yeah. Okay. Say it again. Well, I think because of the case that Chaim mentioned, that. Oh, you mean you're saying?
I was thinking it also. In that case, he doesn't have money that time.
Theoretically, I can put it in there,
Wait, I'm missing the question here. The question. Oh, yeah, sorry. Is
someone needing to a regular guy,
right? Two regular guys giving it to another regular guy. Is that tzedakah? Yeah, that's pashut. I think that is pashut. That's tzedakah. Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't think it's pashut from this, but I think it is pashut that can be tzedakah. Yeah. In other words, tzedakah is not only to poor people. Yeah.
You're not high.
This is going to be what's complicated. One of the most complicated things I encountered in this mitzvah is like how the chiyuv practically, like the objective is very clear, but how you to do it is very complex.
What are you saying
here? I'm saying that if you're an ani, you're only chayav to give tzedakah to someone equal to you or lower than you, but not someone who's wealthier than you, right? So let's take a simple case. Let's say you are poor and you are poorer. The poorer guy is not giving tzedakah to the ani who's wealthier than he is. He's only giving someone equal to him or less than him. And we're gonna see levels as we go. But yeah. Okay. Next mitzvah is so just to note, I don't want to read this today, but the next mitzvah in the list. Actually, we'll do this in the Mishneh Torah. Hold on. Let's just do the los aseh. The los aseh, Reish Lamed Beis. Did I say the number? The number for the aseh was kuf tzadi ches. No. Kuf tzadi, kuf tzadi hey. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Then in the los aseh, it's Reish Lamed Beis. Hamitzvah hareish lamed beis azhar shlu sarna milihimanea milaseitz tzedakah v'si'ua la'aniyim me'achinu is to we are prohibited to refrain from giving tzedakah and assistance to the aniyim of our brethren. Achar yediasenu dochak matzavam. Once we know the direness of their situation, v'yishlanu yicholos l'tamcham, and we have the ability to support them. Okay, in other words, you have to know about it and you have to be able to do something about it. And that's what the puzzle we read. Don't strengthen your heart and don't clench your fist from your poor brother. This is the prohibition. This is interesting, puts in terms of midos, against acting in accordance with the midah of stinginess and miserliness. To the point where we refrain from giving to someone who has a zechus for it.
So in the low Taaseh, it almost seems like it's a midah thing, and the Aseh, it's like a societal thing. It seems.
What do you mean by a societal thing?
Like it seems like he's saying like boosting up the poor in your society.
Yeah. Okay. Correct. Yeah, I definitely got that implication. Yeah.
Also, unless I imagined it, the pasuk that he quotes here, the low Taaseh.
Yeah.
Was that low tamats?
Yeah, low tamats. Yeah.
Low tamats. So, did we quote that pasuk earlier?
Yeah, we did. That was in Devarim 15:7. That was It's fine. He didn't quote it. We quoted it. Okay. Right. He started with 8. Ki fasok tiftak, because that's the positive, but then the los aseh. It is interesting that the los aseh is framed first and then the aseh. Yeah. In the Torah, yeah. Okay. So now the last part we're going to do today is look at the minyan and mitzvos. So in the Aseh, so we're going to read it and then know where it appears in the list. Okay. So this is, what do we say? 235?
Sorry.
Oh no.
Say 195.
195. Yeah. 195. Thank you. Not 35. Yeah. Litain tzedakah. That's it. Shneimar pasok tiftach hasyadacha. Okay. And here's where it's in between. Okay. So check this out. It's interesting. Okay, so la'abid shiva amamin, to destroy the 7 nations. Lahachri zaroshal amalek, lizkor masha asa amalek tamid, lasos b'milchamas harshus ke mishpat hakazu b'torah, limshoch kohen lemilchama, lahaskin yad b'machaneh, lahaskin yesed. Yeah, what's the theme?
Establishing a country.
Okay, well, that's going to be war.
War.
Specifically war. Okay, right? We haven't seen anything about society so far. Then lahashives hagezel. That's strange, right? To return a stolen object, then litain tzedakah, then lahani le'evet ivri, to provide an evet ivri with what they need, lahalvos la'ani, to lend to an ani, lahalvos l'nochri berivis, to lend to a non-Jew with interest. According to the Rambam, that's a mitzvah to say. Lahashiv, I think it's machlokas whether it's a mitzvah to say or whether it's just it's mutter to.
Well, he says apparently.
Yeah, the Ramban holds his mutter too.
Right. And then lahashiv hamashkin labal. So I think you're not wrong that this has something to do with society, but it is interesting that it comes right off the heels of war stuff, then returning gezel, then tzedakah and ani stuff, and then how we relate to the non-Jews there, and then tzchar sakir. So that's just something to think about. And then the last thing we'll do for today, we'll leave off with a question. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're going to leave off with that and a question. Reish Lamed Beis. So let's just ramp into it. We have Shelo Limkor Be'eretz Yisrael Litzmisus, not to sell the land of Israel in perpetuity. Shelo Lashanos Migrushe Halavim V'Sadosem, not to change the dwellings of the Levim and their fields. Shelo Lazav Halavim, not to abandon the Levim, which means to provide them with tzedakah or with their needs. Shelo Yitba Halava'a Sha'avra Alaha Shvi'is, not to demand a loan that Shemitah has already passed on. Shelo Yimna Milhalos La'ani Mipnei HaShemitah, not to refrain from lending to an ani because of Shemitah. Then Shelo Lihimaneh Milahachayos La'ani. Now check out how wild this gets. Okay, not to refrain from sustaining the ani and from giving to him what he needs. Shneimar, as it says, lo ta'amit as levavcha. Don't harden your heart. Nimsa, turns out, hanosin tzedakah ose mitzvos aseh, one who gives tzedakah fulfills a mitzvos aseh. V'hamalim einav min tzedakah yeser al shebitel aseh avar al lo ta'aseh. And one who hides his eyes from tzedakah, in addition to negating an aseh, has transgressed a los aseh. Okay. Now I saw this, and my question was, why does the Rambam have to go into that? Okay. And furthermore, what other cases can you think of where this is true? Where if you violate the los aseh, then you're also being mevatel an aseh?
Marrying, let's say a Kohen marrying a widow, or no, a Kohen marrying a convert.
But there's no aseh there, is there?
You're not
Yeah, I don't think you're mevatel an aseh in that case.
No. Well, I guess if you don't burn, no, I don't. Is there an aseh to burn no, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, there is. Okay.
Don't burn the no, sir,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, fine, so,
Embarrassing. Yeah. There's one that we all know.
How many?
Bris Milah, no, that's only an aseh. Chametz.
Or
There's tashbisu.
Tashbisu, and then
Okay, so you can say tashbisu and then what do you call onei chametz, right? It's a little bit of a complicated case because the Torah had to put chametz in your reshus in order to make you over on that lozazeh. Shabbos, shvisa b'Shabbos, and not doing malacha, right? So if you do malacha, you're being mavatal the aseh, and you're violating the lozazeh. Also malacha on Yom Tov. Okay, shvisa on all the Yom Tovim. Also, fasting on Yom Kippur, right? Is if you eat on Yom Kippur, you're violating the mitzvah, so say to fast, and violating the losa say of eating. Okay, and yet this is the only place where the Rambam says nimsa, one who fulfills the mitzvah to say, and one who violates the mitzvah is mevatel say and doesn't do a lo say. And I have no idea why. And I asked this on one of my Facebook groups. And one of my friends, one of my rabbi friends said, what did he say? He said, so he pointed out that Shabbos also does this. We had a little bit of a banter, and it wasn't clear to me whether he was joking or not, because he said, I said, like, the question is, why does the Rambam say this here only? So he said, well, Balabatish answer, no, he said, tzedakah is really important, right? And I said, I don't accept that answer. And he said, it's a Balabatish answer. And I said, well, my Balabatish objection is, isn't Shabbos also important? And he said, Rambam really likes tzedakah, so those are all not good answers, right? So the question is, why does the Rambam do this here? Okay. And then the other question is, which we might not be able to answer until we get more data on the mitzvah, is the placement in the minyan mitzvos, which we now know from earlier this year from the Yad Pshuta, is going to be somewhat having to do with Torah B'Chsav, right? And then in the Koseres, in the actual body of the Mishneh Torah, that is a different ordering of the mitzvah, which we'll have to say for tomorrow. So tomorrow the plan will be to see how the Rambam codifies this in the in the Mishneh Torah and read the Koseres and the opening halacha, and then we'll have our formulations. Yeah, Yosef?
Maybe like this was a bittul of the Aseh inherently means lo Taaseh, but Shabbos doesn't. Bittul of the Aseh does not have to mean violating the lo Taaseh.
Is that true according to the Rambam? I know according to others it is true. He said that Yosef is saying here, like the violation of the lo Taaseh is like the actual bittul of the Aseh, right? Like it's the same exact thing. I mean, eating the Yom Kippur is certainly like that, right?
I mean, like,
Or is it not?
I think is there a way another
View less than
way-
Kazais.
I also assume that there are other ways to violate Yom Kippur besides eating. So she
Well, it's fasting on Yom
Well,
Kippur, which is the I think it's
suffering like
I think the Rambam has a yeah, maybe hold on a second. I always forget this busha, all this busha. Shvisas Asor is lishbos bo malacha, shlo lasas bo malacha, lihis anos bo, and shlo lecho b'lishos bo. Yeah, the Rambam holds that the other inuim are durabanan. I think that's unclear.
No.
The way he formulates it though is that there's a special thing of fasting and then not eating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wouldn't there be other ways to violate it?
Maybe, I'm not sure though.
And there is, but some information showing what about other ones are like noise and then the whole spell out, I think. Also interesting.
Yeah.
But I think other minion marker in the whole is
Doesn't the Rambam hold that the other inuim are durabanan? I forgot.
We were just doing it both sides later before, correct?
Yeah, that's what I thought also.
Almost positive.
Yeah.
I know that I think the Ron maybe or someone else holds it with like most Chachamim, whatever. it's
Yeah,
called.
Maser Nakaz B'Chachamim, yeah.
I think a lot of people hold that though.
Yeah.
When it comes to the other,
Yeah. Okay, let's stop here for today. Fun. See you, Isaac.
Thank you.